Greetings, Slackers. It is August the 17th, 2016. I'm over here on dailymail.com.co.uk. The online prostitution industry revealed 80% of deals are done online using underground sites, and some pimps even have their own mobile apps. Wow, they're going high tech with it. And this is by Stacy Liberator. It goes on to state here. The sale of sex has shifted online, as pimps are now using underground websites, social media, and mobile apps to conduct business. A study found that pimps are adopting new technologies and employing online marketing strategies that are generating an annual income of about $75,000 to $100,000. Following interviews with 71 pimps, researchers discovered that these procurers hide their illegal services under massages or dates on websites in order to communicate with clients. The game is to be sold, not to be told. Goes on to continue here. How we buy things has drastically changed since the birth of the World Wide Web, as most consumers can purchase anything they want with a few clicks of a mouse. Prostitution seems to be falling right behind retail stores, as about 80% of all sales of sex are now conducted online. We found that pimps are exploiting the anonymity that new technology and websites allow, said Mary Finn, lead author of the study and director of MSU School of Criminal Justice. For police targeting, enforcement of the virtual world appears to have very limited potential to deter pimps from managing and advertising their services of sex workers. This major shift has forced law enforcement to monitor sites that are popular among the public, especially Craigslist and Backpage. A majority of the pimps interviewed by Michigan State University and Loyola University Chicago said they conduct business on both of the highly monitored sites, but in a way that isn't obvious. These procurers hide the services under offers for massage or dates, for example. And with the broom of specialty websites, these pimps use their own language, symbols, and disingenuous photos to advertise their services and communicate with customers. They even have mobile apps now, so when you're in a city and you want to know if there's a prostitute nearby, you type in your address and it will give you the locations, Finn said. So the technology they are using to market the sale of sex is pretty phenomenal. The 71 pimps involved in the study were recruited the same way they find their clientele ads placed on Backpage. And although this may sound risky, Finn noted the pimps offer strangers illegal services, so conducting interviews with two researchers is just another business risk. This study suggests that law enforcement can only focus so much on attacking prostitution. These agencies have limited resources and personnel, which only allows them to target the most egregious cases of exploitation first, such as those involving sex trafficking and minors. As long as the demand is there for illicit sex services, there will most likely be a market for it, Finn suggested. Targeting prostitution is going to have a minimal effect until we decide how we want to regard the sale of sex, Finn said. If our primary concern is the exploitation of vulnerable people, maybe we need to start thinking about why it is that people go into the sale of sex to begin with. I'm going to come back to this point in a minute here. Generally, it's because they can make a lot of money with having very little skill that they can't make other places. So it boils down to having creative economic opportunities for people who don't have other choices. Now, with this article, it looks like, pimping is basically going 2.0. No longer is it like, what's that HBO special, Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and the other pimp documentaries where, they show the brothers in Chicago working the street and, keeping up with their hoes and, bitch better have my money, all this kind of stuff. Um, so they're getting smart. They're developing apps. Now, I'm pretty sure this isn't all of them, but whoever's utilizing this definitely has an economic advantage over the ones who don't. And so going back here in this article, hey, they're making a lot of money and they're hiding their trail using the anonymity. I don't know where you stand on prostitution or how you feel about it. I mean, leave your comments down in the comment section below, but I definitely think that it should be decriminalized, meaning that a woman has a right to sell her body or perform a service in exchange for money. If that's what she agrees to, that's business, okay? I'm not for the exploitation of women or people, but when it comes to business, if that's the type of business arrangement that she decides to be in and she makes with another person who also wants to enter that business arrangement, then that should be between them, and the government should butt out of that. But there are reasons why prostitution is illegal in many places and why it's criminalized, and it has to do with the money. This is something that I'll touch on later as I start to produce more videos and just kind of give up my thoughts on various things. But it definitely has to do with the money, the green dollar, the Federal Reserve note that's in your wallet. And so there's some things behind that that we need to get into so you can understand why prostitution, drug trade, and trafficking and all this stuff is criminalized the way that it is. The fact that they're going online and using this anonymity to cops, that could free up a lot of resources, right? Law enforcement could have better things to go do, like actually busting criminals rather than people who are two consenting adults entering into a business arrangement. On Craigslist, especially, this also plays in too, and this is a bonus I'm adding in here, as to why there are so few women seeking men's ads in proportion to men seeking women ads. Because a lot of these pimps, they're in hotels, they're using the Wi-Fi, and so they're putting these ads online trying to attract customers who are looking for some type of service. And so they view women who were actually looking for men as a potential threat to their bottom line, which is making money. If you didn't know this and this is a new insight to you, hit that thumbs up. Share this with somebody so that they know, okay? Because, hey, the more people that know, the more you know. That's going to do it for this article and this video. I will catch you in the next one.